Hello and welcome to Rando Tech Info. So today we're reviewing the XBT-880 wireless headphones from Riwbox. So when the folks at Riwbox reached out and asked me to review these things, I got very excited about that idea because I just got done reviewing a really good affordable pair of wireless earbuds by Timku. And if you're interested in watching a little bit more about that, you can find that video up here. But this gave me an opportunity now to do kind of the same thing and test out an affordable pair of over-ear headphones. What do I mean by affordable? Well, right now you can get these headphones on Amazon for $32.98, so under $35. Now, I don't know if you've priced headphones on the Zon anytime recently, but a high-end pair can run into, the hundreds, easily into the hundreds of dollars. So to find a good pair for under $35 would be a pretty great find. So like some other headphones, these headphones do have a cord, so you have the choice. You can use the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack with these devices, or you can use them wirelessly on Bluetooth. In most situations, it really doesn't matter which way you're using the headphones, so I'm not going to mention it. But specifically, if there's some certain things in certain categories where it does matter whether or not you're using the cord, I will tell you the differences. So let's go ahead and get started with the review. So first, let's talk about the sound on these things. I was very impressed with the sound. The highs, the mids, the lows, everything sounded really good. I did not pull up or listen to a song that these struggled with at all. And I usually listen to my headphones or earbuds, whatever I'm using, at full volume. So if anybody's going to have distortion issues, it's going to be me. And I will tell you, if you're used to using earbuds, kind of like I have been recently, it's crazy how much better and fuller the sound is when you use over-ear headphones. There really is a difference. So if you're somebody who's really looking for that audio quality, I think headphones are definitely something worth looking at. And the quality of these are quite good. Now, are they going to match your Sonys and your Bose of the world, your $200 and $300 headphones? No, but for the average listener, these are going to be more than good enough. Like I said, I was very impressed with the sound quality. And one final note, with the cord or with Bluetooth, either way, the sound quality was just as good. I tried going back and forth between the two. I just could not notice a difference at all. So final sound grade on these things are an A-. So the next thing I want to talk about is call quality. Call quality on these things would fall into the category of not bad. They get the job done. When I was listening to people on phone calls, they were a little cloudy, a little muffled, but I could definitely understand them. It wasn't a big deal. I don't know if you'd want to do like a 2-hour long conference call with these things, but for a quick 5 or 10 minute chat, they work just fine. People on the other end said they could hear me just fine. When I used the cord, some people said they could sometimes hear a little bit of an echo, but I came through very clear. When I used the Bluetooth, people said I wasn't as clear, but there was no echo. But in either case, they could hear me just fine. I was able to converse just fine. So at the end of the day, I'm going to give the call quality on these things a C+. So next I'm going to talk about fit and comfort. They're comfortable. They fit well. What more do you want? I have a very large head and they never pinched me. Nothing ever got sore when I wore these things for 2 or 3 hours at a time. So pretty impressed with the comfort, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a B+. Next up, battery life. I don't know what the actual numbers here on these things are for battery life because I've never actually had to recharge them. When I first got them out of the box, they were 80% charge, and after 11 days of moderate to heavy use, they are still at over 40% charge. So here's what I do know. You're never going to run out of juice. These things are going to get you through an entire day without any problem. And if for some bizarre reason you would run out of juice, you can always just use the cord and plug it into your headphone jack or your dongle, and you can use them that way without power. So battery life on these things, easy score, gets an A. Next, I want to talk about connectivity. Never once had a drop on these things using Bluetooth. Never. It never cut out on me in daily use. When I went outside to just test how far away you could get from the source with these things when you were using the Bluetooth, it was a long way. Once again, I didn't bust out a tape measure or anything like that. I don't know the exact number of feet or meters or whatever, but you're never going to have a problem over the course of normal or daily use with this thing of getting drops or losing your connection. So I'm going to give connectivity on these things an A. So next up, I want to talk about the look of these things. I actually kind of like the look. I like the gold and black motif, although it comes in other colors as well if gold and black are not your thing. But I don't mind the glossiness and the shininess of it. I like a little bit of bling on my tech, so as far as these colors are concerned and the look of these, I'm going to go ahead and give it a B+. Next up, I want to talk about the controls on these things. Quite simply, in Bluetooth mode, they're the best controls I've ever used on a pair of headphones or earbuds in my life. If you're using the cord, it's not quite as good. It's got a button on the cord. You press once to pause or play, press twice to skip a track, press 3 times to go back on a track. Pretty standard fare. It works fine. But when you're in Bluetooth mode, these controls are fantastic. They're mechanical. They look like touch controls, but they're actually, and you can hear the click, they're mechanical controls. So it's really easy to tell when you've pressed them, when you've found them. Skipping tracks, going back on tracks, pausing. It all works beautifully on these things. So controls, very impressive, easy grade for me, gets an A+. So next I want to talk about lag and latency. If you're watching videos or consuming media, it's going to work just fine in Bluetooth mode, no problems. If you're gaming, there is some lag, as there is with most Bluetooth audio devices that are not gaming centric. But that's where the cord comes in, and it's the one place with these headphones where I could see myself using the cord a lot is with gaming. There's no lag gaming with the cord. So you're sitting there thinking, well, my phone doesn't have a headphone jack. Well, use the dongle that came with it. It'll work, and you can just leave it attached to the end of the cord of the headphones and use it when you need it. The fact that that option is there really gives these things another level of versatility that you wouldn't get with a pair of, say, earbuds where you can't use a cord. So for lag and latency, I'm going to give these things the grade of an A-. A couple more quick things I wanted to mention before we get to the final grade. Things that I didn't grade but just thought you might want to know about. These do fold up really nicely. So like for travel, if you want to put them in a book bag or a suitcase, they do fold up to take up less space. The only thing I wanted to mention, I didn't mention it when I talked about the sound, but isolation. Sound isolation on these things is really good. There's no active noise cancellation. You wouldn't expect that at this price point, but it really doesn't need it. The sound isolation is good enough. You're not going to have to worry a lot about background noise, and you'll still get a nice listening experience. So my final thoughts on the Riwbox over-ear Bluetooth headphones. They're good. They're really good, especially when you factor in that under $35 price point. I can easily recommend these to the vast majority of people. Yeah, if you're an audiophile, you're going to probably want to go out there and spend the big bucks on the big names. But for your average consumer, these will more than get the job done. They have good sound, fantastic connectivity, fantastic battery life, great, easy to use onboard controls. They look nice, they feel nice. They're just a nice value proposition if you want a nice sounding, comfortable set of over-ear headphones. So, final grade on these bad boys, we're going to give them an A-. Well, that's all the useful information I have for one day. If you do wind up going out and getting a pair of these things, and I've left a link down to Amazon in the description, please drop me a line and let me know down in the comments so other people can learn from your experience. As always, I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Rando Tech Info signing out.